guys! So I'm back with another weight loss video for you. Please excuse the mess. I probably have mud on my cheek and everything. I was out putting the garden in right before putting the girls down for a nap. And I am so happy that I've got my plants in the ground now. But yeah, so I'm a bit of a mess right now. It's been a while since I made a weight loss video. I finished my 12-week challenge just over a month ago, I think. And I had every intention of continuing what I was doing, going strong, and then a few things happened. And I ended up gaining weight. I gained 9 pounds. Most of that was pretty much put on in a week and a half time. And then I just kind of stalled out after I had put on the weight. So I am now 288 pounds. I was up to 291 again. I had gotten down to 281. So I have 7 more pounds to go before I'm back down to what I had lost in my 12-week challenge. I am ready to stop what I've been doing these last few weeks. I feel like crap. I'm starting to get backaches again, and I've been moody, and I think that's because of the junk I've been eating. It's just, yeah, I'm ready to recommit to this, and I wanted to tell you guys a little bit of what's been going on that contributed to that weight gain. I think it's important to share because this is going to be a struggle for me for the rest of my life. I know that I am so much happier when I'm eating right and working out, but there's always going to be something that comes up in life that seems to be more important, or that just makes you not care for a while. And I think it's important that you just make sure to not let those times take too long to get back on track. So it all kind of started going downhill after the 12-week challenge because I was really missing my husband. His schedule at work is always all over the place, and he had been working a lot of earlier mornings and then staying until the girls would go to bed, which meant I was going to bed. So yeah, he was working some long days, and I wouldn't see him at all, and I missed him. So I thought, okay, I can take. Originally, my goal was to work out 3 days a week, and I had turned it into 6 days a week. So I thought, I'll just take a couple mornings off from the gym, and that way I can stay up later at night, have those couple hours with my husband without the girls around, uninterrupted, just us time, which is, I think it's so important as a couple that you take that time together. I mean, we've been married 5 years, and I'm happy to say I miss my husband. I enjoy spending time with him, and so I was missing my husband, and I wanted to take these mornings off. Once I stopped going to the gym, or getting up at that same time every day, it was just so much more difficult to get up on the days that I did want to get up for the gym. Well, I had to sneak away and put Lily back down. So after trying to make this time for my husband, then I had a really bad week emotionally. We had taken a family trip up north to spread my dad's ashes. He passed away last summer. It'll actually be a year in just a few weeks here. And it was much more emotional than I was planning on it being. And it was a lot harder for me than I expected it to be. I personally believe that our bodies are just a vessel for our soul. And we are Christians. We believe in God. And I believe that if we believe in Jesus Christ and have accepted Him as our Savior, that when we die, our souls go to heaven. And our body is just dead. So a grave or ashes, to me, I don't have any connection to that. That's when my dad died, that body was, he's not there anymore. So I never really felt this connection with the ashes, or I didn't think it was going to be hard at all because of that. I think it was just the symbolic nature of it being that final goodbye. And so the week leading up to this trip was the hardest week I've had, the hardest time I've had since my dad died. It was just, I didn't care. I wanted to eat and I didn't care, and I just ate whatever I wanted. I'd say that week leading up, I still was making some better choices than I would have originally. I was still working out, not as much because I had already tried to drop some mornings. So that contributed to, again, some of this. I think I was probably at a standstill for that week instead of losing weight. But then the week of the trip, after these 2 weeks leading up to it, then I'm on vacation and I'm an emotional eater, and it ended up just being this free-for-all with food. And the only physical exercise I got was the hike we took to spread the ashes. And let me tell you, that was a workout. I had my daughter Lily, who is, I think she's about 25 pounds, on my back the whole hike. It was only about a 4-mile hike, but when you're talking about the kind of hike it was a lot of up and down. It was hard. I am pretty happy that I was able to make it and keep up with everybody, because I don't think I could have done that last summer. So other than that, though, I wasn't working out for, I think I took about 10 days of no working out and eating what I wanted because I just didn't care. I was going to the gas station getting my coffees again, which the way I make it, I'm pretty sure they're about 1,000 calories a cup. Donuts for breakfast, just all this junk I wasn't eating. And it really, I ended up getting that weight. And now I come back and those cravings I had at the beginning of my 12 weeks are back, because I ate that junk. And it was really hard coming back going, okay, I'm back at this. I wasn't, when I started, I had everybody's support, and I didn't go to everybody letting them know that I had fallen off because I wasn't ready to admit it yet. So I don't know. It was just, it was bad because emotionally things were not going smooth. Right now they're still not going smooth, but I feel like crap. I hurt again. I don't like to hurt. I don't have the energy because I'm not working out and eating right. It's just, all those things are starting to come back, and I see them coming back, and I don't like it. I don't like it. So I'm ready to recommit to being healthy. Right now, coming up to the year anniversary of my dad's death is hard, and it feels like I'm just surrounded by death. The neighbor straight across the street, also at the beginning of all this, right before vacation, I saw a car pull up to the house, and somebody came out that I had never seen over there before, and it was a woman with a stack of papers in her arms walking up to the door, and right away I knew it was hospice. I don't know my neighbors across the street very well. I didn't even know both their names of the couple living there. But right away I knew I wanted to reach out because when hospice is called in, that's not good. And I had seen my neighbor out at her mailbox the very next day, and so I asked her, I just simply went over there and said, so how are things going? And she just shared with me that they had called hospice for her husband. And I was there for her as much as I could be. I told her I'm home all day. If you need help, if you need 5 minutes break, let me know. And I was happy that I was able to do that because she didn't have anybody that she could call and just help her out quick. My mom, she had all 5 of us kids that we were already there to be there and support her when she needed it. We didn't always know when or how to do that, but she knew she had us, and I couldn't imagine doing that alone. So that was something that happened in that time. So then this week I found out that an aunt of mine, who has COPD, she is not doing well, and they called in hospice. And it looks like when hospice is called in, then your time is very near. COPD affects the lungs. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it to you. But what I do know is that a lot of the stuff that my daughter Lily, who's a year and a half with cystic fibrosis, a lot of their treatments and medicines were similar because it kind of affects their lungs the same way. And so I love my aunt, but she's not a huge part of my everyday living like my dad. So it's a different kind of sadness. But what's really getting to me is thinking that it's bringing the reality of cystic fibrosis to the forefront, I guess. More than 90% of the time, I am just full of hope, and I look at my daughter Lily, and I just trust that it's in God's hands. And I see a future that is so big for her, and I don't put a timestamp on her. I don't look to those days of her getting sick, and I don't look to, possible lung transplants and all these things that a lot of people with cystic fibrosis have to deal with at a very young age. But seeing my aunt on hospice really makes me think, am I going to have to do this with my daughter? So, it's been really hard. I'm ready for this season of life to be over and to just get past all the death right now. But you would think if death is the part that is just getting me down, that the last thing I'd want to do is stop exercising and eat junk, because that's going to cause my early death. But it didn't. I put on the weight. I put some weight back on. But I am here today to change that around. And yeah. I guess this video is just to tell you what happened to make me kind of fall off the grid for the last few weeks, and to kickstart this again. I hope to make videos on a more regular basis about this weight loss, to share my story with you so that hopefully you can gain some inspiration or some tips, or just know you're not alone. And I would love to hear, if you have a story, I'd love to hear your story. I'm all about hearing everybody else's story as well, so please share it with me. Other than that, it is a beautiful day out. There's finally sunshine. It's been raining for 3 days. I got the garden in. It was so nice to be in the backyard and not be eaten by mosquitoes, because it's warm from the sunshine, but it's cool with the breeze, and the breeze is quite strong, and it's keeping the bugs away. So I plan on spending much more time outside today once the girls wake up. We're actually grilling some hamburgers on the grill and having sweet potato fries with it for dinner. But yeah, life is good, guys. Even with all the hard, it's still good. Life is still good. And I will see you next time.